A young man sits alone with nothing but his thoughts and his hunger. His hunger to succeed and his hunger for In-N-Out burgers and milkshakes, which this skinny little man was using to bulk up. Because this man is an actor, but not just any actor. He is an up-and-coming superstar with something to prove. And he's going to do just that through his artistry and his physicality. After packing on the pounds and turning those into muscles and making lots of pretty good movies, no longer would Aaron Johnson be known as that kid from Kick-Ass. He would be known as a top performer to watch. Known as a man who was about to be an A-lister. Until he was known as Aaron Taylor-Johnson, because he decided to do that hyphen thing with his wife's last name, and confuse everyone on so many levels. Especially me! Like, my name was Taylor-Johnson first. But yeah, I guess we'll start with a quote from Aaron Taylor-Johnson. He said,
"I was always told at school that you had to have a backup plan, but all I ever wanted to do was act. There was no plan B for me."
Those words were spoken with raw determination of a dedicated artist. And Aaron Taylor-Johnson has spent his entire career proving that singular focus can transform potential into something great. From his earliest moments in the spotlight, Taylor-Johnson has been a rare breed of actor who seems to be constantly riding the line and about to become a massive superstar. His career is a fascinating study in potential, always about to break through, yet maintaining an artistic integrity that keeps him from becoming just another Hollywood commodity.
Fuck you, Mr. Bitey!
And yeah, every time this dude joins a major franchise, we all think, okay, this is gonna be the one that really shoots him up to the top of the Hollywood food chain. But it never really is. It's always really good though, but it seems like Aaron Taylor-Johnson has been living in an almost famous limbo for many years now. Like, I thought this guy was gonna be a household name after Godzilla, and what, that was like over a decade ago? It just never seems like he's completely broken through to the masses. But you know what? That's what makes him so interesting. He somehow found a way to become a leading man character actor. And after all that, Kraven the Hunter still sucked. So yeah, what the f*** happened to Aaron Taylor-Johnson?
You didn't see that coming?
But to truly understand what the f*** happened to Aaron Taylor-Johnson, we must begin at the beginning, and the beginning began when he was born on his birthday, 1990, in a English place called Buckinghamshire.
When did you decide that acting was for you?
Well, I've been acting since I was 6. I did stuff in theatre in the West End.
But let's talk about 2003's Shanghai Nights, where a very young Aaron Johnson plays a very young Charlie Chaplin. Right away, we could see his magnetic quality that, like Chaplin, suggested he was destined for more.
I never got your name.
Name's Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin.
Proving his versatility early on by appearing in The Illusionist and something called Angus, Thongs, and Perfect Snogging, where the critics seemed to like him, I guess. Charming, vulnerable, comedic. I'm sure those are words they used.
You think I'm perfect?
I think you're mad.
But then came the year 2009, where Aaron Johnson got the chance to play John Lennon in the film Nowhere Boy, directed by Samantha Taylor, who would later be known as Samantha Taylor-Johnson, because she would later become his wife. He was 19. She was 42.
You're my little
But yeah, Nowhere Boy, it's a transformative moment in his personal life and his professional life too. The performance was raw, it was emotional, and you could see that he was deeply committed. He must have felt a lot of pressure to play, young John Lennon, a legendary, iconic person, probably one of the most. So yeah, a lot of pressure there. All eyes on him. And yeah, he did great. And since then, he's been deeply committed to giving us, the best performances he can.
I'm sorry.
And then came Kick-Ass, which accelerated the seismic shift of Aaron Taylor-Johnson's career. At the time, Kick-Ass was pretty groundbreaking when it came to the superhero movie genre, back when deconstructing it was, interesting. It's a fun and exciting movie that they never should have made a sequel to, but they f***ing did! Funny enough, in 2012, the guy who would go on to play Kraven the Hunter would turn down playing the Amazing Spider-Man because, it seemed like he wanted to challenge himself. He was more interested in the long game, roles that could transform him and not, get him stuck in a spider web. This led to him working with Oliver Stone in the film Savages, and he would even do sophisticated period piece stuff like Anna Karenina, where he would show nuanced grace. But yeah, the dude has range. And apparently the only reason he was in Oliver Stone's Savages is because Oliver Stone thinks all British people are the same or something, and would cast Aaron Taylor-Johnson based on his performance in the movie 21, but that wasn't him. It was another British guy, Jim something. Starts with an S. See? Doesn't matter, because Aaron Taylor-Johnson took everything from him. But yeah, now it seemed like Aaron Taylor-Johnson was ready to hop on board something big, something gigantic, something monstrous, like Godzilla, which marked another point where it looked like he could become the next big thing. But he really didn't. Godzilla stole the spotlight in the Godzilla movie. So yeah, this role, along with his appearance in Avengers Age of Ultron, where he was able to humanize the faster-than-life character, Pietro Maximoff, this seemed to signal the start of something even greater. Presumably, he was too busy with Marvel to play Christian Grey in the 50 Shades of Grey films, the first of which was directed by his wife. And yeah, Aaron Taylor-Johnson, he probably would have elevated those horrible 50 Shades of Grey scripts with his, wonderful acting, but it's probably for the best that he didn't tie himself up in this franchise. Instead, he just went and got himself a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor for playing a killer in the film Nocturnal Animals. He got a lot of Oscar buzz for this one, but somehow was not nominated. But who gives a gosh darn? I, for one, was very impressed when Aaron Taylor-Johnson played the character of the Black Douglas in 2018's Outlaw King. It's like a Braveheart type of movie, and yeah, he is frickin' intense in this one. A mad man who gives a performance that I'm sure the real Black Douglas would be proud of. And in that same year of 2018, he portrayed a drug-addicted man in the film A Million Little Pieces. And this film was a passion project for Aaron Taylor-Johnson, who co-wrote the screenplay with his wife, Sam. After packing on 30 pounds of beautiful fat and beautiful muscle for the war drama The Wall, he would join the amazing ensemble cast of Tenet. And yeah, this may not be the best thing Christopher Nolan has ever done, but it is complex and ambitious, and Aaron Taylor-Johnson, he fits right in and shines with every opportunity given. He would play a role in The King's Man after turning down the lead role in the 2014 original. It seems like he'd rather play, a fun supporting character rather than be, the leading man, which sometimes can be boring, sometimes. He's a very interesting supporting character in films like Bullet Train and The Fall Guy, which, continue to position him as an actor who refuses to be pinned down, yet can still fit right in and play along with the big guys and punch them in the face. These significant but not central roles in these and other films allow him to explore and have fun and get messy and expand his talent and his body. But recently, he made a major misfire, which Madam Web totally saw coming. Aaron Taylor-Johnson played Kraven the Hunter in Kraven the Hunter, which I'm assuming he thought would be another launching off point, but no. This fucking thing fucking flopped, just floppity-flopping all around. It's dull, it's pointless, it's heartless, it looks like poo-poo, and it absolutely ended whatever Sony was trying to do with these Spider-Man villain movies that don't have Spider-Man in them. Yeah, Venom could have been better, but it made a lot of money. Morbius was, a joke. Still not sure what the hell was happening with Madam Web. But then, Kraven the Hunter comes along, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just not even funny anymore. It's kind of sad. Everybody in this movie deserves better than this. But you know what? The beautiful thing about Aaron Taylor-Johnson is that it seems like he does have a backup plan. And his backup plan is just to continue making good movies. Because, he's got a lot coming on the horizon that's gonna make us totally forget about whatever the was happening in Kraven the Hunter. Because, we are all excited for Nosferatu. Aaron Taylor-Johnson's totally gonna do his thing there. Promises another opportunity for a complex character transformation at the hands of a master filmmaker, Robert Eggers. And then right after that, he's going to be at the hands of another master filmmaker, Danny Boyle. He's going to give us 28 years later. Again, showing us that this actor is not afraid to step into iconic franchises with massive expectations. And the trailer looks really good. But one of the many questions that Aaron Taylor-Johnson can't seem to avoid lately is about him becoming the next James Bond. It's totally a role that seems tailor-made for him. And, his particular brand of intense, charming, British, muscle acting stuff. And he looks good in a suit.
Before we continue with our video, here's a reminder to click the Store tab on any of our JoBlo channels and browse our collection of the latest and freshest designs in our merch store. Go get you some.
And part of what makes this guy truly fascinating is that it always feels like he's on the precipice of something greater. He has now reached above the level of character actor, but still not quite a household name. A lot of people know all three of his names, though. He's just not, there yet, like other celebrities' names are. Even though, do movie stars even exist anymore? Do people really even care anymore? All I know is that he's an artist who seems to be carefully, deliberately choosing a path that prioritizes his artistic integrity over pure commercial success. And he also played Kraven. It's a complex duality of this man and his life and his career. His choice of roles, his relationship, and his very name. Everything about this particular Taylor-Johnson suggests a person who refuses to follow the accepted narrative. He's not interested in the traditional Hollywood stuff. Instead, he's creating something unique on his own. A career that's always about to explode. Always on the verge of something monumentous. Something bigger than a kaiju. And because of this, I am proud that my parents named me after this younger man. With his consistent hovering between breakthrough and superstar status, Aaron Taylor-Johnson remains one of the most intriguing actors of his generation. And even his wife's generation. He's not just an actor waiting for his moment. He's creating that moment. One carefully chosen role at a time. And he also played Kraven. But yeah, nobody should give a f*** about what the f*** happened to Aaron Taylor-Johnson because he's doing just fine.